Part 37. Who is wipe out Shi Shun's bandits team? The fact that Shi Shun's bandits team was completely wiped out was widely rumored among the bandits. Many people were shocked, because Shi Shun had always belonged to the middle forces, and he was able to lead several hundred troops. Shi Shun still had some talent. So, no matter how bad it is impossible to be completely wiped out, right? Could it be that they met the Red Robe Army? With such questions in mind, all of them sent trusted people to inquire about the news. Master Song, how do you think about this? Song Qingfu carefully poured a cup of tea for Song Lian before sitting across from him and asked. Song Lian didn't have any expression on his face. He lifted his eyelids and glanced at him, then he took the tea in both hands and took a sip. Song Qingfu kept peeking at his face. Everything was business as usual, as if nothing happened that day. He breathed a sigh of relief, but at the same time a little annoyed in his heart. On that day, he was reckless and dazzled by the victory, so he confessed his intentions regardless. He knew that Song Lian's past was not simple, and he knew that someone as arrogant as him would definitely not look down on a rude person like him, but he couldn't help it. That's fine now. I hope Song Lian wasn't affected by what happened that day, and can still advise them as always. This matter is a bit strange. Can you find out the whole story? Song Lian asked in a deep voice. When it comes to business, Song Qingfu doesn't dare to think about those who have or not. The person he sent to inquire about the news has already returned, and when he gets the news, he immediately comes to find Song Lian. He nodded. I heard that Shi Shun's group was targeting Wang village. They stepped on the spot to investigate for a few days. They were going to make a surprise attack at night just like us. I didn't expect that they would not be able to come out after entering this village that night. He looked glancing at Song Lian. Seeing that the other party was listening carefully, he continued, the news that came back said that it was because they encountered an army. So their whole bandits team was wiped out. Song Lian rubbed the mouth of the teacup, with doubts in his eyes, and asked sideways, is it the garrison or the Red Robe Army? Why is the army there by chance? Was it ambushed there long ago or happened to meet? This. Song Qingfu is not very clear about these issues. The person who brought back the news couldn't inquire about this at all. He only said what he knew. The scout came back and said that this army is neither a garrison nor a Red Robe Army, but came to Liangzhou with Prince Duan's guards. As for whether they planned to set up an ambush or just happened to meet, it is unclear. Guards? Song Lian wondered. Yes. It is also the Praetorian Guards. The emperor gave his son, Prince Duan, to guard his safety. But everyone knows that the Praetorian Guards are simply vulnerable. And Shi Shun shouldn't be wiped out. Even if they can't beat them, they can escape, right? This is a bit strange. Song Qingfu scratched his head. He couldn't figure out what was going on at all. He knew about Shi Shun. In terms of cunning and viciousness, he could also be ranked high on the road. Even if they meet the garrison, they can fight hard. How come no one escaped this time? Saying this, it is indeed a bit strange, so Song Lian frowned. I'll ask people to inquire. I want to know the details of the battle from beginning to end. Song Qingfu responded, and then asked, do we want to make another big one? They have robbed a lot of things before, enough for them to squander for a while. They originally wanted to live a peaceful life for a few days. However, their reputation spread, and there were many small forces on the road for a while, wanting to go to them. Song Lian once said, let him develop his power, as long as he wants to take refuge in. He will accept it. Song Lian told him. He did not dare not to listen. If not for Song Lian's support, he is still at the bottom people. So, he is both in love and afraid of Song Lian. However, After gathering these people, although the power seems to have grown a lot, but this indicates that the mouth for eating has increased a lot. The last time they robbed their food and supplies that come in need to feed more and more people, and they will only sit and eat the mountains and empty the mountains. They don't want to do anything else. I'm afraid this winter will be a bit difficult. Also, the brothers under my command have successfully sacked Ningxi village last time. In his heart, he became complacent. As long as they wanted, Liangzhou could be theirs, inside and out. They could rob wherever they wanted. Officers and soldiers were nothing. And they would have to be crushed when they encountered them. Although he felt something was wrong in his heart, but when other people praised him as a big leader with both wisdom and courage, how clever, and how powerful he was. He was also very proud of himself. It's normal. Although he mentioned it today because of the meaning of the brothers, why doesn't he want to create miracles again? He wants to become the biggest force in Liangzhou, and wants to get Song Lian's affirmation and appreciation. He wants to protect Song Lian under his own wings. No one would dare to bully him in the future. Song Lian stared at him, his eyes penetrating. Song Qingfu was at a loss when he stared at him. What do you mean by master? Song Lian snorted coldly. How did I tell you that day? Song Qingfu shuddered. You said that you have been dormant for a while. He paused, like junior partner in sworn brotherhood raised his head. His words revealing caution. I know you are afraid that the officials will investigate, but you see. Look, it's been so long, the officials dare not even put a fart. For fear of him being a bird. Hearing these vulgar words, Song Lian frowned in disgust, and sneered, Go if you want to, ask me what to do. The implication was that he didn't care what he did. Song Qingfu was a little flustered when he heard the words, and Song Lian's face didn't look like a joke. If Song Lian really ignored him, then he would be miserable. He quickly waved his hand to explain, That's not what I meant, master, don't get angry. Song Lian raised the corner of his mouth. Oh. Why am I angry? You are going to kill yourself. And I can't care? Song Qingfu embarrassed, where is it to die? Song Lian was also making too much of a fuss, but he didn't dare to talk about it again, so he had to talk about other things. After that, Song Lian looked sullen and was not interested in any topic. Song Qingfu was talking most of the time, and he only said a few words from time to time. Song Qingfu reluctantly stayed for a while longer, and then he said goodbye and left. Not long after Song Qingfu left, a villain jumped in outside the door, looking like a child of 8 or 9 years old. Song Lian was drowsy at first, but when he saw this person coming in, he felt better all of a sudden. A charming smile appeared on his face, and it seemed that the whole room became brighter. Uncle Ping, are you back? Song Lian's voice was filled with genuine joy, which was completely different from the indifference just now. Uncle Ping wiped a few wipes on his face. But his figure did not change, just like a child's face after such a wipe, but his face became like orange peel, with deep and shallow wrinkles like ravines covering the whole face. So, at a glance, it can be seen that his real age should be 40 or 50 years old. Uncle Ping smiled kindly. Master, I have already found out what you asked me to inquire about. Song Lian had no air at this moment, and poured him a cup of hot tea himself. Uncle Ping has worked hard. First drink a cup of tea and sit down. Let's talk slowly. In this world, only Uncle Ping is his closest person. And in front of him, he doesn't need any pretense. When he came here with Uncle Ping, he also wanted to find an opportunity. He was unwilling to be so mediocre for the rest of his life. He wanted revenge, even at all costs. He had to pay back all the people who treated him back then. What about the emperor and the prince? He hated these supreme people. Deep into the mud. Never turn over. And he, unconvinced, Why? He is ambitious, talented, and capable, just because others framed him, just because someone didn't want him to come forward. Should he end up in such a situation? Therefore, as long as he has the opportunity, he must let them know how to write the word regret. However, the hatred in Song Lian's eyes gradually faded, and the usual calmness was restored. Judging from my situation now, I don't know when I will be able to display my ambitions. Uncle Ping knew Song Lian's thoughts. He watched this child grow up, so how could he not know what he was thinking? But no matter what he did, he would do his best to help him. Master, don't be impatient, one day it will get better. Uncle Ping's words calmed Song Lian. Yes, it will get better. Today's dormancy is not for the sharp edge of other days, everything has just begun. What news did you inquire about this time? Come and listen. Song Lian sat down and opened the topic. It was he who heard about Shi Da Shun and asked Uncle Ping to inquire about it. It wasn't that he didn't believe the spies sent by Song Qingfu, but he just thought that perhaps Uncle Ping would find out more if he went out to inquire. Uncle Ping took a sip of the tea Song Lian handed him, and then said, "This Wang village seems to be very unusual. Shi Da Shun led hundreds of people to attack Wang village at night. But no one in Wang village was injured. It should be surrounded and ambushed by the official army, and then the entire army was wiped out. Logically speaking, Shi Da Shun's team cannot be so incompetent, and the old slave can't understand how this result came." Song Lian frowned. "There is something weird in Wang village. Can you check it out in Wang village? I have been there, but Wang village is now full of grass and trees, and they are very protective of outsiders. And ordinary outsiders are not allowed to enter the village. The slave used his identity as a beggar to beg for food, so I was able to enter the village, but I did not dare to stay for a long time, and was taken out in a hurry. But the slaves paid attention. The village was the same as the general one. The village people's demeanor and behavior are also as usual. And it is impossible to tell that they have just entered the bandits." Uncle Ping recalled the scene in the village. Song Lian pondered for a long time. What Uncle Ping said was exactly what he couldn't figure out, but no matter how mysterious it was, I believe it would come to light in the future. That Shi Da Shun group of people were destroyed by the guards. I heard that they were guarded by Prince Duan who came to Liangzhou. I heard about Prince Duan when I was in. But he was just a stupid prince. The guards are the Imperial Guards sent by the Emperor from the capital. They are against Shi Da Shun. There is no reason for them to be wiped out. Song Lian only felt that everything was weird. If it was against the Red Robe Army, it might be believed that such a situation would result. But Song Lian shook his head, just as everyone thought. Even if Shi Da Shun and the others encountered the garrison, they would definitely be able to find a way out. Not a single life was left. What if the Red Robe Army pretended to be the escort? Or is there something tricky about the guards? In short, there are ghosts in it, and you can't be unguarded. The Red Robe Army is impossible, Uncle Ping said with certainty. First, the Red Robe Army is guarding against the barbarians in the west of Shishong Gate, and has never been active here. Second, the Red Robe Army's General Xie has never been very ignoring the bandits. They shouldn't have bothered to deal with Shi Da Shun. Uncle Ping made a lot of sense, so Song Lian nodded, and he continued. As for the garrison, I have already inquired about it, Wang village. There has never been a garrison nearby. So it is certain that what Shi Da Shun and the others encountered was indeed Prince Duan's guards. Song Lian narrowed his eyes. Prince Duan, the 14th son of the emperor. That person's stupid brother with the same mother, do he really have this ability? He sighed deeply. Prince Duan? He doesn't mind being an enemy of him, or even an enemy of the world. I'd rather be the world's people than the world's people to blame me. This is what you owe me for getting to this step of the field.